Hello and welcome to Sarat Chandra IAS Academy, where your dreams are our mission. This is Yatharth here. Today we are going to move forward from where we last left, and we had covered till here. The headline was clear to us that Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso quit the West African bloc. So, which bloc it is this? This is ECOWAS. And what is ECOWAS? Economic Community of the West African States. So, it was established in 1975 with 15 members. And what we need to remember about this is that the treaty which established this ECOWAS was the Treaty of Lagos. So please remember this question or a statement that Treaty of Lagos established which of these following blocks? ECOWAS. We'll see the map also. Alright, the African map again and again we must keep seeing. So the three governments said it was a sovereign decision to withdraw from ECOWAS. They were also the founding members of the bloc, first established in 1975, in a joint statement that was read out on state broadcasters in the three countries. So basically, these three countries, they're in the Sahel region. Alright, so the broad topic here, the broad, let's say, focus here is instability in West Africa. Instability in West Africa or Sahel region. So this is our broad topic. So this we need to address. All right. And what else we need to address, that what is the influence of Western powers or other external factors on Africa at this time, in this century or in this decade you can say, or let's say in the modern times. So what is the effect of China on Africa? What is the effect of West such as USA, and what is the effect of Russia, etc. Alright, these countries, let's say, they have very good friendship recently with Russia. So relation between the bloc and the three countries have been tense after military coup took place in Niger in July, Burkina Faso in 2022 and Mali in 2020. ECOWAS has called on all three countries to return to civilian rule. In a response to Sunday's announcement, it said that three countries were important members of the community and the bloc remains committed to finding a negotiated solution to the political impasse. So basically, ECOWAS has not accepted their resignation or leaving. So according to the ECOWAS treaty, member states wishing to withdraw must give written notice a year in advance and continue to abide by its provision during that year. Alright, so this is not accepted as per the ECOWAS treaty. The second thing is that despite suspension from the bloc, sanctions, negotiations and threat of military intervention, the military leaders have hardened their stance, accusing the bloc of being influenced by external powers. Now, the point that we must notice is that three countries have distanced themselves from former colonial power friends. So this was a Western power related to USA, UK, France. These are the same bodies, and they have strengthened ties to Russia. Now Russia falls in the bloc of China, the Russia, the North Korea, the Iran. So this bloc is very different bloc. All right, and this all is going in the Sahel region, which is fighting from Islamic Jihad terrorism. All right. So the three military leaders have argued that they want to restore security before organizing elections as they struggle to contain jihadist insurgencies linked to Al-Qaeda and Islamic State. Niger's military leaders have said they want up to 3 years for a transition back to the civilian rule. The military government in Mali. So we are again and again seeing these names. The Mali, the Burkina Faso, the Niger. So please remember these countries where they fall. All right, and how do they overlap each other or their bordering areas? But one thing that we must remember, they are all in Western Africa. All right, in the Sahel region. So it becomes important for us to read physiographic division of Africa as well as the international boundaries, etc. So Burkina Faso has set elections for this summer, but authorities there say the fight against the insurgents remain the top priority. Alright, so this is the map of Africa. We'll just study a map very quickly. So this country, this is the number one country that has withdrawn. This is the second country and this is the third country. So all of these are falling very close to each other. They share a border with each other. All right, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. So these three countries have withdrawn from ECOWAS. The other countries they share a border with surrounding countries. Let us see very quickly. Okay, so here's Niger, and south to it is Nigeria. All right, there is Chad, then there is Sudan, Ethiopia, and Somalia. If we come here, in the top line, there is if we go Niger west to the Niger, there is Mali, the Mauritiana. All right, and this is Cape Verde. We had a news about the Cape Verde, about the Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia. All right, Liberia is here. Then there is Ghana, Togo. All right, Algeria, Libya, Egypt. So Egypt was much in the news very recently. Libya has been always in the news. Tunisia, this is a place from the revolution started. All right, Algeria and Morocco. Very famous traveler was from here, Ibn Battuta. Then there's Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania here, and DRC. DRC is very big, and it was in prelims 2023 as well regarding to cobalt mining. All right, so there is always a question from African peninsula, you can say, or subcontinent, continent actually. All right, so Zambia, Malawi, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Namibia, Angola. So these are the countries that you should take care of. And question can be about anything. It can be about any water body, mineral resource, wildlife. All right, so must see the environment basically here and the geography especially. So we cannot exactly predict that question will come from what aspect of the syllabus, but we must always take care of the basically the current affairs and the climatic concerns. Because in 2022, when the question came from the Lake Fagubine, so it was a drying lake. All right, so environmental concern. In 2023, when question came from the cobalt mining, so again it's an environmental concern. From the DRC, the question came. All right, so environmental concerns we must take care of. It's in the trends. Let's go forward. Now let us see the physiographic division of the Africa. So this part is the Atlas Mountains in the north. All right, here is the Strait of Gibraltar that connects it to the post the Mediterranean Sea, north of the Mediterranean Sea. Here is Spain, Portugal, etc. And we see the Sahara Desert here, majorly falling in these countries, which we talked about, the Mali, Niger. All right, this is the Sahara Desert here. Tunisia, Algeria, Libya, Morocco, Egypt. So this region is the Sahara Desert. Then at this middle strip, this is known as the Sahel region. All right, which connects the Sahara to the mainstream Africa. So this region is the Sahel region. This is one of the most active regions of Africa, and especially in the terms of terrorism. All right, so these countries fall here: the Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Nigeria. All right, Chad, Ghana. So these countries are here. This is the Congo basin. We have already talked about the Congo River, one of the largest river. All right, and it crosses the equator twice, as you can see here, this and this. All right, this is the Kalahari Desert, the Namib Desert. So these are the deserts you must take care of. There is Madagascar here, and East African Rift here, Rift Valley here. All right, so all of these things you should see. So please study Africa deeply at least once. The European Peninsula is not as important as the African one. Alright, here you can see the Atlas Mountains, Sahara Desert, Sahel region, Kalahari, Namib, Great Rift Valley, Horn of Africa. So all of these things you must see. And there is much activity going on around the Gulf of Aden here, Djibouti here, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Somalia here in this region. Alright, so see this also. Because of the pirates, there has been much activity here. Alright, let's talk about the next news. That is Nepal and China to sign implementation plan of the Beijing-backed BRI projects. This is Border and Road Initiative. So Nepal and China. So which country has recently signed a pact about the BRI implementation plan? So Bhutan, Nepal, etc. So answer will be Nepal. So Nepal and China will sign the implementation plan of the BRI, that is Belt and Road Initiative, very soon. Nearly 7 years after, the two neighbors inked an agreement to undertake ambitious being backed infrastructure projects in the Himalayan nation. So let's talk about the BRI, that is the Belt and Road Initiative, known within China as One Belt, One Road, or OBOR, 1B, 1R for short, is a global infrastructure development strategy adopted by the Chinese government in 2013 to invest in more than 150 countries and international organizations. It is considered a centerpiece of the Chinese leader Xi Jinping's foreign policy. So, what is the name of this policy? Major country diplomacy strategy. All right, please just remember this because China has various different strategies. The Wolf Warrior strategy, such as same India has the Act East policy. All right, so this is China's major country diplomacy policy. So, which calls for China to assume a greater leadership role in the global affairs in accordance with its rising power and status. So, it has been compared to the American Marshall Plan. All right, so please remember this Marshall Plan also. As of August 2023, 155 countries have already signed for the BRI. So, let us just see the map for BRI. So here's a map for BRI. This is a China, Mongolia, Russia corridor. Here you can see a major infrastructure project. Mongolia, this is Mongolia. All right, then you can see from China there is China, Bangladesh, India corridor. So this has not been signed, will not be signed, mostly. All right, this came in prelims 2023 as well. A question came from here. Okay, China, Indo-China corridor. So recently Nepal has basically signed a deal with China here about some infrastructure. This is China-Pakistan corridor and multiple countries are there. So China is assuming a role in the centerpiece of the world to make this infrastructure connections. Here they are everywhere. So as you can see, it has a very potential geographic location in the world map. It is connected to just around everywhere to Central Asia and towards Europe. Then it is connected to the South Asia from the sea paths, various sea paths, and connected to north via Russia, and which is very friendly to this. Alright, so it has a huge influence in this region and it's trying to leverage this. Alright, let's come to the next news, which is India's first snow leopard survey puts population at just 718. So that's a rather low population. So India's first ever survey of the snow leopard has estimated that there are 718 of the big cats living in the country's 6 mountainous regions. So these 6 mountainous regions are very important to us because question can come that a natural habitat for snow leopard is which of the following. So that makes about 10 to 15% of the global population, which conservationists believe is between 3,000 to 5,400. So India, despite having been, let's say, a big population, harboring a big population of the snow leopard, still they are very, very less, only even less than 1,000. Alright, snow leopards, the name is Panthera uncia, ranges across the vast area of remote mountainous landscape, making them one of the most difficult predators to study. The survey was conducted between 2019 and 23 and led by W Wildlife Trust of India. So this represents over 70% of the potential snow leopard habitat across the Trans-Himalayan region of Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh. So rest of the let's say states we can guess easily that yes, okay, Uttarakhand might have the population, Himachal Pradesh they are very snowy, but please take care of the Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh as well. Please do not get confused when they ask, let's say, Nagaland, AP. All right, so which has the snow leopard or which of how many states of following have snow leopard population? So you know that Sikkim, yes, AP, yes. But if they say Nagaland, then no. Alright. So snow leopards live across 12 Asian nations, but predominantly inhabit China and India's rugged Himalayan mountains. The species was listed as endangered. Alright, so please remember the vulnerability status, endangered in 1972 and reclassified as vulnerable in 2017, but is still considered to be still declining. Alright, so please remember that it is vulnerable right now. This is a picture of the beautiful animal that we see here, and here you can see the habitat. So these are the Altai mountains in Mongolia. Here they are found here as well, and majorly in China here, this region. Then there is Ladakh region, Hindu Kush mountain range here, Ladakh mountain range here. Then there is Zaskar, all right, Karakoram ranges, etc. And here we see the Nepal Himalayas and all. All right, the Dhauladhar range, and then we come towards the Nepal, Bhutan side, Arunachal Pradesh side, Patkai Bum side, and there is Sikkim also. Okay, so this is the region for the Snow leopard. Alright, let's come to the next news, which is about India nominating 12 forts of Marathas for UNESCO World Heritage List. Let's talk about this. So, India has nominated the Maratha military landscape, that is a network of forts. And this is a very special thing about the Maratha forts, that they are geographically located at such situations or locations that they acted as a network that showcase the strategic military power of the Maratha rule for inclusion in the UNESCO World Heritage List for 2024-25. The 12 components of this nominations are the forts of Salhar, Shivneri, Lohagad. Lohagad is very famous. Then Khanderi, Raigad, Rajgad, Pratapgad, Suvarnagad, Panhala, Vijayadurg, Singhdurg in Maharashtra, and Jinji Fort in Tamil Nadu. So this also displayed that the Maratha rule extended till Tamil Nadu, especially Tanjavur. And Tanjavur has been or had been a prime location for earlier Chola rule as well. Now, extraordinary fortification, the Maratha military landscape, which developed between 17th to 19th century actually, represents an extraordinary fortification and military system envisioned by the Maratha rulers. So, the very famous Maratha ruler Shivaji, will also talk about him. This extraordinary network of forts, varying in hierarchies, skills, and typological features, is a result of integrating the landscape, terrain, and physiographic characteristics distinctive to Sahyadri mountain ranges, the Western Ghats, the Konkan coast, Deccan Plateau, and the Eastern Ghats in the Indian peninsula. So they are distributed across diverse geographical and physiographic regions and showcase the strategic military powers of the Maratha rule, the Union Culture Ministry said in a statement. Now let's talk about the Shivaji's time. So the inception of the Maratha military ideology dates back to 17th century during the reign of the Maratha king Chhatrapati Shivaji. So he was an adversary of the Aurangzeb. Alright, Maratha from 1670 CE and continued through the subsequent rules until the Peshwa rule till 1880. The nomination in the category of cultural property, the ministry said. At present in India, there are 42 World Heritage Sites, out of which 34 are cultural sites. This displayed that how much culture matters to India. 7 are natural sites and 1 is the mixed site. Alright, then tell me in the comment section which one is a mixed site. The Maratha military landscape is the 6th cultural property nominated for inclusion in the World Heritage List from Maharashtra and had been earlier included in the tentative list of World Heritage Sites in 2021. This map displays here the Maratha kingdom between 1664 and 1760. So it displays the northern range of the Maratha kingdom extended till here. Alright, even till the let's say banks of the Ravi River. In this region, Punjab region, or let's say the north central Indian region, we see the central India was completely covered. Alright, this region was not covered, but we see an extension up till the east, what is present today, West Bengal and Odisha as well. Now we come to this side, alright, and go down, and we keep going down even till the Tamil Nadu here. Alright, we see that Andhra Pradesh is not much in the under the Maratha rule during this period. Alright, but this Maharashtra, Rajasthan, and they extended up till Rajasthan also. The central India, Gwalior, etc. These were major parts of the Maratha kingdom. And let's say the banks between Godavari and the Kaveri were under the Maratha kingdom. So this is the major map of the Maratha kingdom. Let's move forward. And this is a major news here that Vietnam and Philippines signs deal on security in disputed South China Sea. So already questions have come from here, South China Sea, and it's a very major geographic region. So Vietnam and Philippines have agreed to cooperate on maritime security in the South China Sea that is claimed by Beijing almost in its entirety. The deals signed will see two countries' coast guard working together to prevent and manage incidents in the disputed waters. So what are the disputes here? The disputes is with China. Alright, but which country have signed the deal? Vietnam and Philippines. So they may be against China. Alright, Vietnam plus Philippines here in the South China Sea, because this is a disputed territory. The South China Sea is the center of the territorial tussle between China, Philippines, and other countries. China claims almost the entire sea as its sovereign territory, while the Philippines, Vietnam, and other Southeast Asian nations claim various islands, islets, reefs, and shoals around their coast. So already the question had come in 2022 about this. So an estimated 5 trillion in international trade passes through the waters each year. Now let us see the mapping here. Just a second. All right. So mapping is this China here. Then there's Paracel Island here. All right, or the Parcel Island. This Scarborough Shoal here or islands here, very small. These are Spratly Island here in this region. So which islands are near to Vietnam is Spratly Island and Paracel Island, and which are near to Philippines, the Scarborough Shoal. All right, so now Vietnam plus Philippines, they have signed a deal. All right, so display some dominance at least in this region, which China claims as its own. This is the South China region. All right, so this is about today's news and today's lecture. We'll cover more things in the next lectures. This is Yatharthya signing off. Thank you for your presence. Have a good day. Keep studying and see you soon.